Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am gonna explain one of the famous poem by Thomas Hardy, that is the Darkling Thrush. So this poem was first published at the end of the 19th century, that in December 1900. It symbolizes the mourning for the passing of an era. So basically it is an elegy. Here the elegy means any poem or any song which represents sadness for the one who is no more, which deals people which deals with the death of the one century. This poem contains rich metaphor in it. Any imaginative word or any phrase which shows that something has the same quality like other refers to the metaphor. As the poem name itself is a metaphor, that is, here darkling refers to the darkness which represents hopelessness, and the thrush refers to an old bird. This poem represents the winter landscape. So here in the first stanza, the poet tries to represent the somber picture of the world. He feels lonely and meditative. He is a silent bystander who is leaning upon the coppice gate, a gate that opens into wood. Here the poet personifies winter and frost. It is described a spectre grey or a ghost-like grey or the darkness. Here spectre grey refers to the darkness or the dullness. Then he continues with the winter's dregs made desolate. The weakening eye of the day. So here by the word frost, winter dregs, spectre grey, the speaker tries to convey no sense of cheerfulness. That is the darkness which is spread all over the world towards the end of the 19th century. Next, the poet starts comparing the stems of the climbing plant to the strings of the broken lyre. Here the stems of the shrub seems to be the broken lyre. Then the lyre symbolizes the Western culture which is now falling into apart or it is disappearing, and to symbolize this, poet has used the term broken string. So basically the poet says that by the end of the 19th century they are losing their culture. The new generation is not aware of its actual culture. Here the speaker talk about the dying aspect of the 19th century and the advent of the industrialization. And for the poet, there is no hope, there is no cheerfulness. He can see everything is just getting vanished, and there is no happy lives, and people are turning into machines. He is not ready to accept this sudden change. Even people seems listless and haunting instead of living their lives, so no life seems to stir. So in the second stanza, we were introduced with the winter in the northern hemisphere is also the end of the year. Here, end of the year marks the end of the 19th century. Here, corpse is personified as the dying days of the 19th century, the harsh winter landscapes defining its wasted body, and the sad wind becomes a song of death. Generally, in winter season, nature seems very standstill. Life's vibrancy has been stopped. Poet conceives a world without future or promise. He feels hopeless and depressing. Even the seeds which give birth to the new plant during spring are now shrunken and dry. Then he heard a joyful sound of a song. It is very uncommon to the poet, because when there is no hope for poet, there is no sign of joy in nature. All seems dull and hopeless. Then suddenly he hears a joyful song from a bird who seems not in a good condition, but singing very joyfully. It is a boundless joy. There is no restriction for bird to feel joyful. Now here we could find a bit description of the bird's appearance, like how it is. It is a old thrush bird. It is feeble, lean and small, and it is suffering by the cold wind, and his feather seems in a rough condition. It is totally disarranged. While looking at bird, poet does not found any hope, but when he listens the song that is sung by the bird, in which he has put his soul, all his soul, it is not hopeless. At the end of the day, his singing seems like a prayer which gives hope to the readers. He gives a hope to the struggle to survivors and to wait for the bright future like the bird is doing now. His singing is compared to the Christmas carol, which is inspirable for the poet, even for the readers. When the poet loses his hope, the bird's song is an enigma, and the poet marvels at the blessed hope or knowledge the bird has. Here the poet wonders as to what earthly things have made the bird to sing such a joyful song. At the end, we could not figure it out whether singing is a gratitude for the good things that he has seen, or song of farewell, or it is a reassurance of good things which is there to come, song of hope. But at last, poet has understood that we cannot change the happening situation. All we could do is there to keep our hearts open and just be glad that there is a reason to be happy at all. If the situation is not good now, that doesn't seem that it will be the same in future. It will definitely change. It will definitely going to change, and we need to accept this change like the poet is waiting for the bright and joyful day. I hope you have understood this poem. So if you want me to explain the grammar portion for the both ICSE and the ISE, then let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to like, comment and share this. Share this with your friends who is appearing for the ISE this year, or even who will be appearing this for further year. So thank you for watching.